Hi guys, my name is Becca. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with my mid-year book freakout tag. Over the past few years I have been doing this tag. I really enjoy doing this and it really makes me look back at the year so far and allow me to see what some of my favorite books of the year was and some of my least favorite, and also what are some of the books that I have yet to read that I really want to get to. So let's crack on with this video. For the very first question, it, of course, just hits you right off. What's your favorite book of 2020? Well, I have quite a few books that I really enjoyed for the year, but the one book that really sticks out to me at the moment as my favorite book would have to be Beach Read by Emily Henry. I freaking adored this book. I read this book with a smile on my face throughout the entirety of it. It was just fantastic. I had the most amazing time. I love the witty banter. I love the actual plot of this. I love the characters. I still think about it now and I really want to reread it. Maybe soon. So yeah, so far, in my head, this is my favorite book of 2020. So far. We're gonna go with that. There actually are quite a few more books that I could say are my favorite books of 2020, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna try and only use one book once. I say try because I know I'm gonna fail towards the end of it. You'll see. But I'm really only gonna try and use a book once. So we're not gonna just list off a whole bunch of books I feel are my favorite books so far. For the favorite sequel of 2020, I would have to say The Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. A lot like Beach Read, I read this with a smile on my face. This one features a dog, so obviously, right there, it's gonna be fantastic. Again, with the witty banter and the really cute romance, and I love the characters, and the writing was great. This is the sequel / companion to, why can't I think of it? The Friend Zone. Now where the Friend Zone, I really enjoyed up until the ending. I thought the ending just didn't fit in my opinion. I thought it was just too good, you know what I mean? We're not gonna go with that though. This one was perfect, in my opinion. I absolutely loved it. This will probably be another one that's on my list of favorite books of the year, not gonna lie. Next up is a new release you haven't read yet. There's a few of those, but for now, we're just gonna go with one that I actually just bought and I really want to pick up, and that's Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. I do have a lot of books that I've bought this year and I haven't read, and I've been really excited for. But this one I just got, and I'm like, why haven't I picked you up in the last couple of days? I don't know. This is the sequel to Get a Life, Chloe Brown, or / companion to Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and I absolutely loved Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Is that also on this list? No. That came out last year, right? Now I'm having a hard time thinking. But yeah, I absolutely really want to read this, so it's gonna be very soon. Okay, number 4 is most anticipated release for the rest of 2020. Now, for that, obviously I don't have a copy of it. Wish I did. God, if I had a copy of this book, it would be insane. Let's just see if I can find it on Goodreads. Yes, this book. Once I found out what this book was going to entail, this is Shadows and Death by J.D. Robb. This is book number 51 in the In Death series. And if you didn't know, J.D. Robb is a pen name for Nora Roberts. This is her longest running series that has to do with a futuristic world that follows a cop named Eve Dallas and her husband Rorik, who is a thief turned good guy. He's a billionaire. Well, he's more like a gazillionaire, but it doesn't matter. He is just fantastic, and I love him. This delves more into Rourke's past, and I think Eve has to... Yeah, it says, Eve is about to walk into the shadows of her husband's dangerous past. I am dying for this book. Once I found out that this book was going to be about that, like, I need to have it now. And of course, this doesn't come out until September, right? Yeah, September 8th. I'm gonna be, you know what? I think after this video, I'm gonna have to check NetGalley and just see if, oh man. Just see if there's any chance I can get this book, because I'm dying for it. There is one more. No, it's not that. That I would say would be another one that I'm like really looking forward to. And that is The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. Right? Yeah. This is Eldest Curses book 2, and this is Magnus and Alec, and I fucking love it. I loved Red Schools of Magic. I know a lot of people didn't love that book as much, and I understood that, but Magnus and Alec is like my top favorite couple in the entire series. And once I found out that there was going to be just a series based on just them, it's all I needed. It's all I needed. And so now I'm really excited for the sequel. That comes out also in September? Does it? September 1st. So my two top favorite, or like most anticipated books are coming out in September. That's going to be a good month. Okay, so let's see, okay, so the next one is my biggest disappointment for the year, and that I also need my iPad for, and that's Wild at Heart by K.A. Tucker. I love The Simple Wild so much. I literally read it like 2 to 3 times. It was absolutely fantastic. I couldn't wait for this book to come out. I needed the sequel to it. And when I got it, it just wasn't the same. I still enjoyed it, but I didn't love it wholeheartedly like I thought I would. I thought it would take me over like Simple Wild did, and instead I gave it like 3 stars. Where Simple Wild, I gave 5. So, my biggest surprise is one I actually have, and I did not think I would like this book. I've tried reading books from this author, and I just did not get into them at all, and sci-fi is really not my thing, but Skyward really surprised me. Really. I give this 5 stars. I don't really like sci-fi, for one. There are some sci-fi books that I have enjoyed, but I don't really, as a whole, really like the genre. And I don't really like Brandon Sanderson's writing style, but for this, like, I've tried reading his adult books and not been able to get into them. But for this YA sci-fi, I was like, are you kidding me? I love this book. This literally surprised me. I could not believe I gave this 5 stars. I could not believe that this actually might make it into my favorite books of the year. It's insane how surprised I was, but it was fantastic. I love this book. Alright, next up is my favorite new author. So I thought about this for a while because I forgot about the fact that I just started reading books from this author this year, and it was all thanks to Jess from Peace Love Books, because I read Wolfsong by TJ Klune just this year, and I absolutely loved it. I've read not all of them, but I've read the sequel to Wolfsong plus the novellas, and then I read this book. And I've given all of them, I think, like 5 stars. I love TJ Klune right now. Like, it's just insane how much I love his writing and his books and his stories, or his characters, and I just love all of it. And you start off and you're like, am I loving this book? And then you get to like a good quarter of it and you're like, I'm loving this book. I'm really loving this book. And then by the end you're like, I'm gonna give this book 5 stars, because I mean, I love this freaking book. You're gonna see this in my June wrap up. Yeah. Love that book. Okay, next up is my newest fictional crush. Now, how could I not pick Hunt? I may not be obsessed with him yet like I am with Rowan and Rhysand, but that's because I got multiple books in that series. This is only the first one. And I'm in love with Hunt. I'm not obsessed with him yet like I am with my other two boys, but I'm gonna be. And if Fate Crate does a hangover recovery kit for this series, I'm getting myself a Hunt plushie, and I'm not kidding. I want a Hunt plushie. I have Rowan and Rhysand. I have Aelin. I need a Feyre soon. But I want Hunt, man. I just want Hunt. He's a freaking archangel. He's a fallen angel, but it's still, I love him. Okay, newest favorite character. I could not believe this. This, freaked me out. But I read Archangel's Enigma, and I fell in love with Nasir, who is a character that I wasn't necessarily, vibing with before. I thought he was kind of freakish. He was freaking me out, at least. And I was like, dude, what the frick? And then, I picked up the book before this one, and I was starting to kind of, like him a little, and then I read this book, and I fell in love with him. This is my favorite book in the series now, by Nalini Singh. This is part of the Guild Hunter series. I love this series, mainly because of Nasir, and then there's obviously Raphael and Elena. But Nasir and Andromeda, best. I love Nasir so much. He would also be a newest fictional crush, but he's just gonna stay as my favorite character so far. Also, though, I would say Andromeda as well from here. I love Andy a lot. So I would say both of them would be my newest favorite characters. Also, a new ship. I love them. Alright, book that made me cry. Obviously, I'd have to pick Heartstopper Volume 3 by Alice Oseman. These books make me happy and they make me cry. But I'm only picking this for the book that made me cry because, well, again, like I said, I can only pick one book once, pretty much. But this one delved into deeper topics, darker subject matter. It got deep, and it delved into some topics that can be kind of hard to read about and kind of hard to think about, but it was just fantastic. I love this book. I think it did really well with the subject matter, and it was just so beautiful and so wholesome, and I love this book. I love this series. Alright. Okay, so a book that made me happy. I had to think about this one too, because this book I read in the very beginning of the year, pretty much. Let me get it. Why is this not coming up? What? Really? Okay. For some reason, when I try to type it in, it won't pop up for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm just gonna have to go into my books that I've read for the year and just get it there. It's weird. Where are you? Like I said, I read this really early in the year. Okay, there it is. Alright, so Down Too Deep by J. Daniels. I love J. Daniels. I've read a bunch of their books and absolutely loved pretty much all of them. This series, as well as the Sweet Addiction series, I think it's what's called. I could be wrong about that, but I've absolutely loved pretty much all of their books. And I just want to read more and more and more from them. But this one is about a single father and a single mother, and the single father with his daughter, his baby daughter, and the single mother with her two twin kids, coming together and just finding love and finding family, and it's just absolutely amazing, and I freaking loved it. And I love books when there's kids and the kids are trying to get their parent with this one other person, because it's just so beautiful and I freaking love it. And I I want to reread this book now. Like, I loved it so much. Okay, most beautiful book you bought. This is where I have to cheat. I have to. Because obviously Kristen City is freaking gorgeous, and why wouldn't I put this? Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Sorry. That's the only time that I had to cheat. So, alright, number 13, the last question. What books do you still have to read that you haven't, like, what books do you still need to read for the year that you haven't picked up yet? And I'm going to put The Map from Here to There by Emery Lord. This is a sequel to The Start of Me and You, which I just recently reread and absolutely loved, so now I can't wait to get into the sequel. By the way, I think a lot of these books are, I've only got 4, but I think 3 out of the 4 of them, maybe even all 4 are on my July TBR, so that's good. Pinch of Magic, this is what I don't think is on my July TBR, but might as well. By Michelle Harrison. I'm really, really excited to pick this up. I just picked it up like a month or so ago, and I'm really, really excited to pick this up. It says, three sisters trapped by an ancient curse, 3 magical objects with the power to change fate. Will they be enough to break the curse, or will they lead the sisters even deeper into danger? It just seems like really good fantasy middle grade, and I'm really here for that. Okay, and then the last 2 books. We have The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackwith. This is definitely on my July TBR. I'm really excited to read books about books. And also, The Library of the Unwritten, like the unwritten wing, is in hell. So, cool. And then we have From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is Jennifer L. Armentrout's newest book. And I don't know if this is about vampires or gods or what, but it's chunky. And it's on my July TBR, and I really, really want to read it. I don't care what it's about. I just want to read it. I usually eat up her books like crack. I could start it, and then I'd be like here within the first night. Just saying, like, her books, I fly through. So yeah, that's it for my mid-year book freakout tag. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again later. Bye. Happy reading.